Good afternoon, my name is Cameron Malcolm. When you hear the word voodoo, what does it make you think of? Maybe the idea of black magic comes to mind, or maybe you start to visualize someone poking needles into a voodoo doll hoping to inflict pain on their enemy. The Western concept of voodoo is fairly limited as it's portrayed in the media and doesn't encompass the real-life applications that it holds for people around the world. Located in West Africa in the country of Togo, there's a city called Lomé that is home to the world's largest voodoo market. Known as the Akodesawa Fetish Market, this voodoo market is a central fixture in Lomé for more than its ability to attract curious tourists. Based on research from various journal articles and global news sources, in this speech I'll be giving a brief overview of the practice of voodoo, what you'll find at the Akodesawa Fetish Market, and the value the market provides to people in the community. First, I'll start with a brief overview of what voodoo is as it relates to the Akodesawa Market. As noted in the Atlas Obscura, while many people think voodoo derived from Haiti, as it is a common practice there, voodoo actually originated in West Africa. Voodoo, or Voodoo, is the official religion in the neighboring areas of the Akodesawa Fetish Market, so the market plays a pivotal role in the community. Atlas Obscura further states that, in the practice of voodoo, every creature is divine and potent, which is why at the market you'll find many types of animals, both dead and alive. But we'll jump into that a bit later as we discuss the uses for these animals in voodoo. According to a journal article by Clement E. Vontress called Traditional Healing in Africa, Implications for Cross-Cultural Healing, traditional Africans believe in the unity of nature and the idea that there is a vital force that directs everything in the universe. So here she's establishing a connection between nature and people and the practice of voodoo. Vontress continues by discussing the importance of the balance between the world of the living and the spirits, and the different types of healers within the religion. I'll be focusing on fetish healers as it's the most relevant to the Akodesawa Fetish Market. As described by Vontress, fetishism is the belief that fetishes, and a fetish is any object, animate or inanimate, natural or artificial, thought to possess mysterious powers or be the residence of a deity. So fetish healers are people who can use and prescribe these objects, like the animals you'll find in the Akodesawa Market, to heal you mentally, physically, or otherwise by utilizing the powers of the spirits and the living. This brings us to the next topic, what you'll find at the Akodesawa Fetish Market. Now, let's talk about what you'll see when you walk around the Akodesawa Fetish Market. In an article written for The Guardian, Abisola Alasupo recounts her experience of walking into the market. Upon her arrival to the market at 10 p.m., she notes that it wasn't terribly crowded, but as the night wore on, it became flooded with people looking for the fetish objects that fit their healing needs. As you enter the market, you are overwhelmed with the rancid smell of decaying animals that is only slightly lessened by the open air and herbal concoctions. She notes that there are bones and other animal parts that look as though they've been there for quite some time, while others are notably more fresh. You'll find embalmed animal parts from wolves, dogs, crocodiles, birds, snakes, porcupines, and many other types. Olasupo describes the market as being very large, with divided stalls that vendors will sell their fetishes, charms, and talismans. And interspersed you will see huts where fetish healers, psychics, and other healers who prescribe what to purchase at the market perform their rituals. This market, as explained by a traditional African healer named Joseph for the BBC News, is like a pharmacy for everybody in the world. When someone has a serious sickness and the hospital cannot help, they come here to the fetish market. This brings us to my last point, the value the market provides for people in the immediate community and Africa as a whole. Finally, the importance of the Akodesawa Fetish Market is not only prevalent for the surrounding areas, but for all of Africa. In an article for Face to Face Africa, Mildred Europa Taylor notes that voodoo is still very much alive in Togo, with more than 60% of the people there retaining animist beliefs and believing in the power held in fetish objects. Thus, the Akodesawa Fetish Market has been an integral and thriving part of the community since its opening in the early 17th century. She notes that the market is a kind of hospital or pharmacy. It's the place you go to when either you cannot afford traditional treatment or traditional treatment has failed you. Atlas Obscura emphasizes that the market is a mecca for African practitioners who travel from not only the surrounding areas, but all over the continent to get their desired fetish objects. At the market, people will gather the prescribed fetish objects and go to a healer who then typically will make either 3 cuts in your back or your chest and rub the powder made from ground up herbs and animals onto your body. The healers are well respected in the community and provide a sense of comfort to those who believe their powers. In conclusion, the Akodesawa Fetish Market is an integral part of the long-standing history of voodoo in Africa. While voodoo may be a foreign concept to our Western ideas of medicine, it is, and has been for centuries, an active part of healing culture in parts of Africa. Many people in the surrounding areas and Africa as a whole travel to the market to gather ingredients they need for whatever healing they are after. It provides a sense of hope to the people who are unable to get help from traditional medicine or when traditional medicine has failed them. While these practices may seem foreign and even barbaric to us, it is an integral part of some African cultures' healing practices. And as local fetish healer Joseph said many times in his interview with the BBC, the fetish healer's ultimate goal is to be there to help everybody, and the Akodesawa Fetish Market aids him and others in their efforts. Thank you.